This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, exciting holiday hoops highlights from around the section. You'll see St. Mary's take on Vacaville, Calaveras meet Natomas, and Yuba City battle Paso Robles.
Girls soccer with Franklin and McClatchy. Plus, you'll get to know the inspirational captain of the Franklin JV basketball team. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
I'm Robert Braunstein. We start tonight in Stockton, where the St. Mary's Rams look to continue their strong preseason. St. Mary's coming into this week with a 7-2 record. Junior Caden Ward is averaging nearly 16 points a game and 8 rebounds.
Vacaville is looking super strong as well. The Bulldogs are 8-3 on the year, returning their 6'6" center Nathan Schnell. Vacaville playing St. Mary's down in Stockton on Tuesday night. Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. Tuesday night in Stockton, Vacaville looking for win number 9 on the year, and St. Mary's goes for its 8th win. The Rams on the far side, Caden Ward and Daniel Huerte, some back and forth before Caden pulls up 4-3 to open up the game, but Vacaville turns it around and takes the lead. Jake Knight cleans it up, puts it back, 7-5 Bulldogs. Tied at 11 in the closing seconds of the first quarter, Daniel Huerte's shot from the elbow beats the buzzer, and the Rams have the 14-13 lead after one. Second quarter, Ward inbounds it to Amir Matthews. Matthews with the shot and one. Down by 9, Vacaville has some work to do. Harold Andrews to Jaden Galliano driving up the baseline. Galliano puts in the floater, 26-19 Rams. Nate Betancourt, watch this impressive ball handling from the big man waiting for his opening, and Nate creates one. The gorgeous jumper, Nate, a big defensive guy for the Rams, 28-18 Rams at the break. Third quarter, Huerte with the putback to extend his team's lead. Then Betancourt slings it ahead to Skylar Strickland, who gets the physical lay-in to go. Vacaville still in this thing, though, down 35-24. Knight to E.J. Groves. Then with a quick feed to Andrew Lumpkin, down low. Nice feed and finish there. Betancourt cornered by 2 Bulldogs. Bounce pass to Huerte. Daniel hits the fadeaway. He would finish with a game-high 19. 37-29 St. Mary's. Galliano coming out of nowhere with the steal. Larry Lewis III nabs the loose ball, and it's an easy finish for him. Then watch Lewis with some textbook post play, the dribble, the spin, and the bucket. But the Rams never letting up. It's a 15-point game when Strickland feeds a driving Betancourt. Nate adds 8 rebounds and 5 steals to his 8-point night. Then it's Ward to Matthews, then out to Strickland for 3 of his 13. St. Mary's improves to 8-2 on the year with the 59-42 win. Huerte leading with 19.
Out to Folsom for the Stan Harms Classic. McClatchy and Pleasant Grove got after it. McClatchy in the white unis as Paul Lewis drops it to Kendall Andrews, who gathers and scores it here early on for the Lions. With time winding down in the quarter, Pleasant Grove's Dominique Bolden to Sean Nokon, who scores it, just beating the buzzer. It's now a 1-point game. Then PG's Carson Keplinger does some pickpocketing as he steals the ball and takes it all the way to make the basket and gets the foul in the process. McClatchy's Daniel X. Estes drops the set shot 3-ball in, and the Lions go up too late in the half. But Pleasant Grove loves to live on the edge here, once again scoring right before the end of the half. Xavier Porter gets the bucket, and we're all tied up at 20. Nice looking play here as Lewis takes the ball off the screen and then scores off the glass for the Lions, who go up 5. Another nice looking shot here by Pleasant Grove's Keplinger as he spins and throws up the fadeaway J. Eagles down 7. Game tightening up now as McClatchy with the ball. Lewis to Andrews, back to Paul Lewis for the score, and that pressure starting to build. The Eagles tighten things up on defense here as Phillips Nguyen has the ball, gets the steal, and finds Colin Billy, who puts it away for the Eagles. And off and running, Jalen Hodges takes it strong to the hoop and scores it with his left hand, and that's all they will need as the Lions win by 6, 53-47.
The Oak Ridge Trojans facing St. Francis in the semifinal round of the Trojan Tip-Off Tournament Thursday. And here is tip-off. Oak Ridge wins it. Jessica Crennell passes quickly to Liv Jurgensen, who lays it in for the first score of the game. And Oak Ridge jumps out to an 8-point lead on the Jurgensen 3. She spins and finds her bearings. Swish. So St. Francis playing from behind early in this one. Sidney Teo hits him with the step back to cut into the early Trojan lead, but Oak Ridge would go on to lead by 9 after the 3 from Cornell lands. The Trubies, Brianna McGahan slings it ahead to Jaden Weaver, who's down low, a power dribble and a hook. Nice move there. 18-12 Trojans after 1. St. Francis would go on a 9-2 run to open up the second quarter. Shadera Okoye draws the foul and 1. It's a 1-point game. Then Emily Dussel with the steal. This one gives the Trubies their first lead of the night, 21-20 St. Francis. Oak Ridge on the inbound. Cornell sees a wide open Jurgensen, and the Trojans go back on top. But St. Francis goes on a big run to close out the half. Teo driving through the paint takes a couple of big steps before laying it in. Then it's Bria McGahan cleaning it up, putting it back. St. Francis leads 31-25 at the break. So Oak Ridge now playing from behind. Brooke Williams spins and throws, fading to her right. That shot lands, 4-point game. Then it's Teo with the oh-so-pretty finish. She would lead the game with 14. Oak Ridge would take the lead back in the closing seconds of the third. Ava Edwards and Ella Cottrell connect to make it 37-35 Trojans. Heading into the final frame where the back and forth continues. Jaden Weaver shoots from distance. Money ball. St. Francis up by 5. Cornell to Cottrell in the corner, and Cottrell has a 3 to make it a 2-point game. McGahan to Dussel. The long 2, and the Trubies score 18 in the fourth to bring in the victory, and St. Francis was pretty happy about the win over the defending section champions. Teo with 14, McGahan and Okoye with 10. St. Francis advancing to the championship round. Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Andre Stojakovic from Jesuit. The Stanford-bound shooting guard had a double-double in the Marauders' win over rival Rio Americano. Andre put up 38 points and 12 rebounds, not to mention 5 dunks.
He is fun to watch. Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Harper Peterson from Whitney. Harper had 20 points in the Wildcats' preseason win over Lincoln of Stockton. She also had 6 rebounds. Harper Peterson and Andre Stojakovic, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
Hi, my name is Jordan Love from Intercom, and here's this week's Clean Power City Tip. Unplug your phone and other electronics when the battery reaches full charge to help control energy leaks. Chargers continue to use power as long as they're plugged in. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first SunPower Electric game, it's Franklin taking on Wood Creek.
Then it's highlights from the Sac Adventist Girls Tournament with the Capitals facing Fairfield. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF9ers, we just win. SF9ers, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
We're back at Levi Stadium with our first SunPower Electric game tonight, heading up to Roseville where Franklin and Wood Creek play for the annual Hoops for the Human Fund tournament. Hoops for the Human Fund.
That's hard to say.
Do you know where that reference comes from?
I do not. Tell me.
The Human Fund?
No.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, the Human Fund?
Yeah, it's George Costanza's fake charity.
Is that different from Festivus?
Well, we sent our biggest Seinfeld fan to the game. Brian Mueller was there a couple days before Festivus for the SunPower Electric game.
Was it a real game?
Yeah.
It wasn't a fake human fun game? It was a real game. Okay.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, you might be wondering, what's the deal with the Hoops for the Human Fund tournament? Well, it's of course named after the fake charity that George Costanza made up in Seinfeld. But just like Festivus, this tournament is real, and it's spectacular. Our SunPower Electric game features host Wood Creek. The Timberwolves come into the game as hot as a jacket out of the oven at Paisanos. They've won 6 of their last 7 and are led by Austin Ito's 22 points a game. They are taking on Franklin out of Elk Grove. Preston Jefferson has had a good start to the season and is the maestro of the Franklin offense. Let's get to our SunPower Electric game. Wood Creek fans, just trying to support the team. But Franklin coming out hot early in the first. Aiden Rollins saying hello as he knocks down the jumper to give the Wildcats a 5-0 lead. But the T-Wolves coming back later in the quarter. Isaac Hawthorne playing big down low, but don't accuse him of heightening. That ties it at 8, still in the first. The Cats attacking, but Tay Hollins with the rejection. Then Tay proves he's not one-dimensional. He's an importer-exporter as he follows it up with a jumper on the other end. Wood Creek up 2. To the second now, Benjamin Schroeder going hard to the hole and treating his defender like a junior mint. Franklin leads by a point. Then a few minutes later, it's Schroeder for 3 in the corner. He's on fire like the Ross's cabin, and Franklin is up by 4. But in the third, that lead disappears like Uma Thurman's number. Max Van Laningham nails the 3 to tie it at 34, and he's clearly been eating his beef Reno. A minute later, powers this one in to give Wood Creek the lead. But the Cats not going away. Schroeder from right downtown, and Franklin is back up 1 with 4:10 left in the quarter. Nice ball movement here from the T-Wolves. Hawthorne to Cooper, Cornelius to Hollins. He dials one up like movie phone, and it's 41-39 Wood Creek. That's when Ito started going Joe Davola crazy, lays it in to extend the Creek lead. Then in the fourth, this shot, roommate switch level difficult. The basket plus the foul for Ito, and Wood Creek leads by 8. Franklin trying to close the gap in their next possession, but Hawthorne steals this like a box of raisins, takes it all the way down, then kicks it out to Ito. Yeah, he ordered the big salad. T-Wolves are up 11 with a little over 7 minutes left. But here come the Cats again. Rollins taking this from his own backcourt, and he goes all the way from Milan to Minsk with the spin and score. But Franklin could not stop Ito. He's Penske material. Another basket finished with 33, and Wood Creek wins it 64-47.
My guys set me up to score, always looking for me, and I look for them. That's the main role on the team. We just look for each other.
Reporting in Roseville for the SunPower Electric game, yada, yada, yada. Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Sacramento Adventists hosting their own Holiday Hoops Classic as they took on Fairfield Falcons. Early on, Sac Adventists with the ball, nice pass by Bren Beeman, leading Gwen Roche to the hoop as she scores it for the Caps. The Caps then extend the lead to 7-0 when Kaylin Welty scores the layup assisted by Beeman. It took a little defense to get the offense going for Fairfield. Amani Boxdale with the steal and goes all the way and scores it for the Lady Falcons. When Zaria Porter for Fairfield steps back and pops this 3, the Falcons trail by 2. Sacramento Adventist leads by 4 after the Roche steal. The ball goes the distance and the layup is in, so drippy. Minutes before half, Porter for Fairfield drops in 2 more, and it's a 4-point game at the half. It's a 9-point lead now for Sac Adventists here when Roche drills the 3-pointer. Fairfield works the score down to a 3-point lead for the Caps. Boxdale over to who else? Porter, and her deep ball is good. It's a 3-point game after 3. Then Porter with the ball in the post, shoots the step back J. It's good. A 1-point game now, but Sac Adventists would answer back as Beeman drills this 3-pointer. Nothing but net. Caps back up 4. And Gwen Roche puts the game away here with a good floater from the baseline. And that would do it as the Caps finish in 3rd place in the tournament with a 7-point victory.
You know, defense is one of our strengths. We really enjoy it. It's definitely, the working together is definitely a strong side of our team.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's health tip.
The ACL is located centrally within the knee joint and plays a critical role in rotational stability during athletic play. It is often injured with a non-contact twisting motion. Players describe feeling a painful pop and develop swelling, and note instability in the knee during twisting activities. Treatment requires reconstruction surgery using a tendon graft, and successful surgical outcomes are determined by many different factors, but the timing of return to sports may be the most important. Most athletes return to their sport around 1 year from surgery, once they have passed return to play testing.
Coming up, our good friend Jay Clifton and his Calaveras Red Hawks take on Natomas.
But first, let's take a look at our Sac-Hi section top 10 girls basketball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like Grace Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Toyotathon is On sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Calaveras starts off its season 8-3, repping their brand new mascot. Calaveras was without a mascot for a few seasons and are now the Calaveras Red Hawks. I love that. Jay Clifton averaged 22 points a game last season and is off to a great start his senior year, averaging nearly 18 points a game.
Jay won our Scholar Athlete of the Year last winter. The Red Hawks taking on Natomas Thursday in Sacramento. CJ Brown is averaging 13.5 points a game. The senior also led the football team in passing yards at quarterback. The Nighthawks looking to take down the Red Hawks in the game played on Thursday.
Brian Mueller saying hello from the Battle of the Hawks Thursday night. Natomas hosting Calaveras. The Red Hawks feeling right at home in a foreign nest. Elijah Malamed with a nice feed to Noah Cardenas. Calaveras up a point late in the first. Final seconds of the quarter, Darian Jenkins to Trent Gordon in the corner for the buzzer-beating three. And the Nighthawks lead by 4 after 1. In the second, Jay Clifton can score, but he can also dish. Gets it to Malamed for the lay-in. Red Hawks trail by 2. And here's the other part of his game I was talking about. The smooth lefty stroke. This three puts Calaveras ahead 17-15 a couple minutes into the quarter. But Natomas answers on the other end. A little give and go action between Darian Jenkins and little bro Mono. Big brother getting the points to tie it up. But the holidays are all about sharing with family. So this time Darian gives it to Mono and he delivers with the corner three. Natomas now has the lead. They were up by 4 at the half. To the third, Clifton zips a pass to Earl Wood. That's a popular spot for threes in this game. Everyone's making it from there. Ties it up again midway through the quarter, but Mono Jenkins breaks the tie soon after with the smooth drive to the hoop. To the fourth now, Nighthawks up by 5, but Clifton keeping them in at the step back three is good, and the Red Hawks are down by just 2. 5:30 left. Here's Mono again. He always wanted to be a banker. Sorry, had to get one more in there. That three puts Natomas ahead by 7. Clifton keeps the threes a-coming. Deepest one yet, 41-35 Natomas. The Nighthawks holding on to that lead. C.J. Brown drives, finds Gordon all alone under the basket with a little over 2 minutes left. Then Darian Jenkins with the long bomb to Gordon, who drops his defender and nails the three. Calaveras would make it interesting near the end, but Natomas gets the win, 55-51.
Every week we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
Chris Formaker was diagnosed with cancer in 2015. He was 8 years old. Back then, Chris didn't know how much would be taken from him. Let's meet the captain of the Franklin High School JV basketball team. Chris Formaker is the captain of the junior varsity team at Franklin High School.
I think when I first actually touched like a basketball, I was probably like 1, maybe 2.
Head coach Stephen Jefferson says the decision to make Chris captain was an easy one, after Chris missed a couple of games last summer while his family was on vacation.
Our bench energy was not the same. Our on-court energy was not the same. Something was missing. And I said, Chris isn't here. And in that moment, I knew I have to have this kid. I have to have this kid. And I knew that from that moment, he was going to be our bench captain that year.
As a bench captain, Chris may not spend a lot of time on the court, but his energy and knowledge of the game makes a huge impact on this team.
I think he saw like the effort I give and the I guess like support I have from my teammates on the bench, even if I don't like play as much. Always like up and yelling and, you know, excited for my teammates to see them score or play good defense.
Basketball has been a focal point of my life since before Chris was born.
Chris's dad fueled Chris's love of basketball.
When Susan was pregnant with Chris, she would come to games, and so he's been in a gym since, you know, before he was out of the womb.
I mean, I think that I just really enjoyed like watching him coach, and he always made like it looked so fun, I suppose. And obviously with him being my coach, he kind of helped guide me in that direction.
Chris's dad coached alongside Coach Jefferson when Chris was 8 years old. This was right before one of the most pivotal moments in Chris's life.
So I remember it like it was yesterday. Like I remember it. We saw him a game limping, unsure. He's a kid. Kid's a limp. We thought he got kneed, he has a bruise, something happened, he's fine. The limp doesn't go away.
And so we just kept an eye on it. And then a few nights later, after his bath, I noticed that his knee looked swollen, so I went and felt it, and it felt hard. And so we took him to the doctors, or Jesse took him to the doctors the next morning. And then the following Monday, he was having his biopsy. So it was very, very quick.
It was osteosarcoma, a bone cancer, mostly found in the longer bones of the arms and legs.
Once I actually did learn, I don't think I really knew fully what that meant. So I don't think I was as perceptive, but it was definitely still difficult for me because I had obviously heard a few things from school about like certain other kinds of cancer like leukemia and how serious that can be. So I think it did upset me, and I thought like it was going to be something crazy and life-changing. So yeah.
It was scary, I guess. At the same time, just thinking about Chris as an energetic 8-year-old, and he was so young, and if I could have traded places with him, I would have. And it was a nightmare.
We just basically came to a resolution that we had no idea what the experience was going to be. We had no idea how we're going to get through it, but we knew what the end was going to be. And we just promised each other the end was going to be that we were all going to get through this, and we were going to get through it stronger as a family.
Chris's cancer spread from his left hip down to his knee. The bone had to be amputated. But instead of removing his entire left leg, Chris chose a rotationplasty, removing just the cancerous bone.
So basically, they cut off kind of like from right up here down to like here, and then take this part of my leg and then flip it around like 180 degrees and reattach it right up here, kind of close towards my hip. So that way my ankle can kind of function as like a knee joint, and my Achilles kind of functions like the tendons back here in the knee.
This type of surgery allowed Chris to get back to the basketball court.
I mean, that's the remarkable thing. You know, he made the freshman team last year, and Susan and I sat on the sideline and watched him walk onto that court, and we were both, I mean, we were teary-eyed, because that's what he wanted, was that opportunity to one day be able to run and jump again and be a kid and play sports.
It's just my whole life is basketball, 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 which is how it would have been before, but now it's in a different way. Rather than like working on finishing or something like that, I kind of work on like what I can do to like learn about my knowledge of the game.
I'm by myself. I don't have an assistant this year, or he's busy most of the time. I go to Chris because his basketball brain and his basketball IQ is through the roof. And I had 1 or 2 times this season where I go, can you draw this offense for this player? I will give him a clipboard, I will give him a pen, and he can draw it.
There's no doubt Chris is battle tested, but Chris believes he's stronger for it and wants others in similar situations like his to know.
It might seem like something that is terrible now. In a few years, you're not even really going to think of it as something that, you know, really impacted you negatively. you're going to see it as more of a positive and something that helps shape who you are.
Chris truly inspires everyone he meets. His energy and positivity brings light to those around him, and Coach Jefferson says no matter what, Chris will always find a role on any team.
Fantastic. All right, thanks, Aubrey. Coming up, the Mattress Firm Perfect Match, Ponderosa and Forest Hill girls meet in tournament play.
Then we'll see the McClatchy girls soccer team in action against Franklin. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Natomas.
Trevor was born a champion. He knows how to make lemonade from lemons. He also knows that comfort is all year round. So sometimes when you can't make lemonade, you make hot chocolate. Today, Trevor is proud to be a service champion. We're now offering a $58 2-for-1 special. You'll get a comprehensive AC tune-up and a free furnace safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. Sac Adventist hosting both girls and boys tournaments this week. We saw the Capitals take on Fairfield earlier in the show for the third place game. The tournament championship game has Ponderosa battling Forest Hill.
Pondo coming into the game with a 13-1 record. Forest Hill is 9-3 with a thrilling win over Sac Adventist to reach the championship game. Each week we scour the section for the perfect match on the court, just like Mattress Firm wants to find you a mattress that is your perfect match. This week, Pondo and Forest Hill is this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Ponderosa and Forest Hill met up in the Sacramento Adventist Holiday Hoops Classic Championship game. First quarter, and the Bruins came out hungry like Bruins do after hibernation. A.J. Sokowski finds Haley Porter in the corner. Splash! 12-0 Pondo. Here's another three-pointer. Nothing but net by Sammy Porter, assisted by Tamitha Shoemaker for Ponderosa. With time winding down the first quarter, Casey Dwelling for the Bruins pulls down the miss and scores on the putback. 18-point lead for Pondo. Second quarter, more of the same for the Bruins. They be scoring. Sammy over to Brooklyn Norquist. The corner jumper on that side of the floor was working. And then Foothills, Amy Saxelby grabs the miss and scores it for the Wildfires. Saxelby, she's a freshman and a good one. Nice take here by Summer Stevens using that glass to bank it in. The backboard is your friend. Second half now, Sokowski for Pondo serving up an ace of a pass to Shoemaker, who scores it. You love that term for volleyball? An ace? Check out Dwelling slicing and dicing up the defense for the Bruins. 21-point lead for them. Chalk up another three-pointer for Sammy Porter as she takes the pass from Casey and throws it in the ocean. It's good for the Bruins. They are flexing their muscles now. Forest Hill moving the ball around. McKenna Lechner to Kaylee Dupree, and Saxelby finished it off. Then Pondo back on the break. Norquist leading the charge as she scores 2 of her 15 points in the contest. Loose ball here by Forest Hill. They grab it. Alexis Cobb to Lechner, and she puts it in. 8 points for her, but this will be Pondo's tournament from start to finish as AJ finishes the thing in the deal, and the Bruins take home the tournament victory, and they go on to win by 32 points. After the game, V101 Strawberry spoke with the girls.
Standing behind me are the Holiday Invitational Tournament champions. These are the Bruins of Ponderosa. Look at all the hardware they have also. Let's start with Brooklyn. Brooklyn, an all-tournament player, love the medal. You guys win 3 games in 3 straight days. How do you keep your foot on the gas with no downtime between competition?
Just great coaches, great team, good environment, and we love each other with all our hearts, and we trust each other when we're on the court.
I love it. That's what teamwork's all about. Sammy, MVP of the tournament, by the way. Let's show that off. Sammy, team right now is 13-1. League is starting soon. Are we thinking about getting some revenge on Lincoln? What's going to happen after the winter break?
Yes, we definitely want revenge on Lincoln and all the teams we lost to last year, but we've been working really hard at practice and been giving it our all.
Love it. These are 2 sophomores also. Let's talk to one of the very few seniors on the team, a dual sport athlete, AJ. What's the future like for the Bruins? A lot of young players, you're graduating soon. What's the future like?
Brightest future ahead for these kids. I'm a senior, and this is the best year yet. We're 13-1, and we can't wait for league to start. There's just nothing but up from here, so we can't wait.
And even though you're balling out on the court, can we talk about this volleyball scholarship you got?
Yeah, I'm going to play D1 at St. Mary's next year for beach volleyball, so I'm super pumped about that.
I love it. The Bruins know what they're doing on the court. My name is Strawberry. I'm on the radio on V101.1 and the new KISS 107.9. Champions, take us away.
Garrison reporting here where McClatchy Girls Soccer will be hosting Franklin, both teams coming off wins. Let's get started with Sadie Stoll of the Lions trying to find Kate Zimmerman for the goal, but LJ Rogers dives for the save, and she made sure Noah was hitting that ball towards her net. Then we have Sanaya Rogers of the Wildcats with the corner kick, and the ball finds Jelani Kimber, who controls and takes a shot, but Marlos Newman saves that shot with ease. Next we have Sanaya Rogers pushing the ball towards the goal line and passes the ball to the middle of the field to the cutting Addison Medding, and she lines that goal right in. 1-0, Franklin leads at the half. Now at the start of the second half, we have Kimber pushing the pace with some stop-and-go action and passes it to Addison Cece, who taps that point right in for the Wildcats. 2-0, Franklin leads. Midway in the second half now, Susie Long trying to spark something for the Lions by hitting Stoll with a dime, and Stoll tries a sweet kick, but LJ Rogers snatches that ball out of the air for another great save. Near end of the game now, Zimmerman shakes her defender, passes it to Long, who smashes that ball right in for the goal and gets the Lions on the board. But it was a little too late. The Franklin Wildcats win the game 2-1, and Meddings and CC both chipping in 1 goal to help their team to victory.
This season, Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who give it their all in their sport and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight, we feature Kelsey Curlin from 12 Bridges. Kelsey is the captain goalkeeper of the Raging Rhinos soccer team and was 12 Bridges' first ASB president. She helped establish a culture of school spirit at the new high school in Lincoln, leading rallies and the student section at games. Kelsey is now the ASB vice president and the treasurer for the HOSA Club. Great job, Kelsey, being a champion in service for your school. Coming up, you'll see Orristumba and Bradshaw Christian in tournament play.
And later, Yuba City and Inderkum girls soccer. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Bradshaw Christian is one of the few schools hosting tournaments this week. The Pride walk into the tournament with a 6-6 record. Junior Josh O'Neill is averaging nearly 15 points a game in the first 12 games.
Orristumba taking the hour-and-a-half trip north to play in the Pride's tournament. Rafael Sanchez has almost 13 points a game for the Warriors. The Pride and Warriors squaring off in the opening round on Wednesday.
Nick Pecoraro at the annual Joe Bowers Memorial at Bradshaw Christian. The host Pride taking on Orristumba. First quarter, Bradshaw comes out firing as Ethan Rickert knocks down one of 4 threes in the first quarter for the Pride. Orristumba hanging tight as Rafael Sanchez finds Aaron Contreras under the hoop, but Bradshaw had a nice high post game going. This is Josh O'Neill with a nice below the rim move and one. Pride leads 14-12 after 1. Second quarter, here come the Warriors. Sanchez on the break feeds Devin Bell for the bucket, and then Sanchez doing it on his own now. He might have been behind the backboard to get this one to fall. A great horse shot. Warriors make a 12-1 run to close the half up by 6 to the third. Good ball movement from Bradshaw Christian. It ends up down low with Malik Yusufu, and we're all tied up at 24. Bradshaw turning defense into offense now as Caleb Carson finishes at the rim. And then it's Rickert who buries another 3. He led everyone with 20 points on Thursday. And O'Neill, this time showing off his dance moves, but Orristumba trying to stay close. Sanchez with a strong drive in traffic, but Bradshaw gets another three-pointer. This one's from Jace Vega as the Pride takes a 16-point swing to go into the fourth, up by 10. Sanchez again going to work in the fourth. He finished with 19 points to lead the Warriors, but the Pride pull away late as Vega shows off the little hezzy on the break on his way to a nice up and under. That'll get you a high five from your coach every time. Bradshaw Christian with a big home tourney win, 66-52.
The Highland Scots meeting Bret Hart in the second round of the Sac-Hi tournament on Tuesday. And away we go. The Scots with the first score. Damian Jones to Jonathan Rada. Jonathan drives to the rack, throws up the ball, and that one falls. The Bulldogs leaping back in it. Karsten Weidman up ahead to Jacob Archer, a power dribble, and Archer gets the shot to go for the three-point play. 6-5 Highlands before Weidman lands this effortless three. Karsten lethal from distance. The first three gives Bret Hart its first lead of the game. This one just under a minute later gives the Bullfrogs a 7-point lead. Bret Hart goes on a 15-2 run in the first quarter. Archer down low to Nathan Reeves. Nowhere for Reeves to go. He gives it back to Archer, who hits the bullseye. 25-20 Bret Hart after one. The Scots' Jeremiah Hammer, very fun player to watch as he goes on the fast break, taking a step, pulling up for the mid-range fadeaway. But the Scots would trail by 19 at the break in the third quarter. Another pretty shot from Hammer after moving around the defense, throwing up the shot, banking it off the glass. But the Frogs not going anywhere. Walker Marr to Chance Herndon down low to Caden Apley. Great movement around the offense there. Then it's Herndon to none other than Weidman. Carson would finish with a game-high 21. 5 shots from distance. He just could not miss. The Scots outscore Bret Hart by 13 in the third. Hammer keeping it in play. It looks like a perfect pass to Rada. Jonathan does what he does best, the pretty hook, and you'll see what I mean. Watch this one from Johnny. How does he make that land? That's just fun right there. Closing seconds of the third quarter. Bret passing around the perimeter. It finds the hands of Marr, and that is a very long three from the corner. Damian Jones with lead scoring for the Scots. Jones with the three here. He'd have 13 of his 21 in the second half of this game, but Bret Hart would be victorious in this one, taking down Highlands 86-72 to go to 6-6 on the year.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Natomas Tuesday night, where Inderkum hosted Yuba City. About midway through the first, Noella Trambo going right down the middle. The ball is past the keeper, but Lorelei Miller has her back. She's usually the one scoring the goals, but saves one there. Later in the half, Tigers with another chance, but Lizette Mosqueda comes up with a nice kick save to keep things scoreless. But late in the half, Michaela Martinez, they call her Grizz, and she gets the gritty goal to put the Tigers ahead 1-0. Later in the first, Jordan Dillingham plays it to Allie Lucas, who has a great through ball to Nia Ryan for the score, and Inderkum takes a 2-0 lead. About 5 minutes later, Ariana Johnson-Sierra chasing down the loose ball, and she gets taken out by the keeper. That's a card and a penalty kick. Dillingham doing the honors, and she buries it. Inderkum up 3-0. Less than 5 minutes left. Grizz on the go again, ahead to Lucas, and she is loose on the breakaway. Just a keeper to beat, and she blasts this one in to make it a 4-goal game. And the Tigers would add one more for good measure. Look at the touch by Lucas to get this ball to Dillingham, and she gets her second goal of the game. Inderkum wins it 5-0. They are now 9-2-3.
Each week we showcase a top recruit from the Sac Joaquin section.
This week's top recruit is Jamari Phillips from Modesto Christian. The junior shooting guard earned 17 Division I offers and committed last week to the University of Arizona. Congrats, Jamari, on your commitment.
That is big time. Coming up, our second SunPower Electric game. It's semifinal action from the Stan Harms Classic at Folsom High School.
Then Sac-Hi plays Judson in tournament play. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Tim never leaves his wife's side. But since junk sleep gave him a crick in his neck,
Who's there?
he can't turn his head to see her. Now he's convinced she's left him.
Michelle?
Only our Love Your Mattress guarantee gets you the lowest price and 120 nights to sleep on it.
You came back.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. Yes, Sac-Niners, we just win. I'm from that field.
We're back with action from the semifinal game of the Stan Harms Classic hosted by Folsom. The Folsom Bulldogs are red hot to start the season. They come in tournament play undefeated at 7-0.
That's right, Folsom taking on last year's tournament champ Ponderosa in the second round. Ponderosa beating the Bulldogs 58-34 in the championship game last season. The rematch between the Bulldogs and Bruins is our second SunPower Electric game. Nick Pecoraro was there.
Game.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. Jolly old St. Nick here with the semifinal matchup at the Stan Harms Classic at Folsom High School. And as Robert and Aubrey just told you, this is a rematch of last year's championship game as Ponderosa took down the host Bulldogs. A lot of skill and size on display tonight on both sides. Folsom enters at 8-0 with an average win margin of nearly 30 points. Front quarters Cade Peterson and Mitchell Rollins provide the bite for the Bulldogs. Pondo, meanwhile, is 7-3 and has 4 players averaging double-digit scoring, led by 6'6" senior Max Manfredi. Hey, hope you left some milk and cookies out for our SunPower Electric game. 'Twas the week before Christmas, a cold Thursday night, but the Bulldogs and Bruins provided delight. The fans were all nestled all snug in the gym, eagerly waiting for the game to begin. Folsom spoke not a word, they just came out to play, filled buckets like stockings on David Young's fadeaway. Mitchell Rollins scores now like the down of a thistle. The hoop plus the harm, says the ref with his whistle. But what to my wondering eyes should appear? A 3 from Lake Leibscher gives Pondo good cheer. Folsom's point guard with the 0 on his belly. Justin Ard shakes his man like a bowl full of jelly. Second quarter we go with Folsom up 5. Chase Rollins steps in and then finishes the drive. The Bruins claw back and they're showing finesse. A 3 the hard way from Ethan Boness. Third quarter now with Folsom up 10. That lead would extend thanks to Cade Peterson. Pondo works hard not to fall far behind. They turn to their freshman marksman Jackson Klein. But Folsom responds with a tray from Sir Chase. Here's 3 of his 19 with a hand in his face. As I drew my head in and Pondo swings it around, Boness shoots his shot with no need for rebounds. Chase Rollins again, this time goes between and sends Folsom into the fourth up 13. But Pondo's still moving like elves on the shelves. Lake Leibscher led all Bruins scorers with 12. And then Max Manfredi arose such a clatter. He throws it down hard, I thought the backboard might shatter. But Folsom's fine freshman, Miles Jones, lets it go. He said forget about the rain, make it snow. A win for the Bulldogs, a thrilling delight, and they play for the championship Friday night.
We got embarrassed on our own court last year, so we came ready and with defensive intensity, and we really paid attention to what we did wrong the game before. So we came ready with the plays and locked in defensively, and we got the win.
Happy holidays from our SunPower Electric game. Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Up next, we have the Hiram Johnson Warriors taking on tournament host Sac Adventist in the second round of the winners bracket Tuesday. The Capitals down early, Malachi Taylor to Braden Naiman down low, and we are tied at 8. The Warriors take back that lead on the three-point play from Timothy Sloan, taking the feed from Marcus Patterson, then going up and under and 1. Addy Cerna makes the Warrior lead just 4 with the three-point shot. Sac Adventist cuts that lead to 1. 4 minutes until the half. Hezekiah Johnson to Nashawn Hall. Back to Johnson for the give and go, and Johnson gives Johnson the 3-point lead. But not for long as Cerna passes it out to Jake Broody in the corner for 3, and this game is all tied up at 19. Time winding down in the half. Big time block from Jeffrey Piner, and Bayman snags the loose ball, and the Caps looking for their first lead of the night. Bayman to Cerna to Simon to Shea. 21-19 Caps at the break, and they would extend that lead in the third. Cerna step back 3 money. The Sac Adventist lead is 9, its biggest of the night. On the next Johnson possession, Jason Fowler to Hoka Jimenez at the elbow, and that shot from downtown is good. Back to a 3-point game. Bayman continues his tear down low from Touche, and that shot is good to go. Each team exchanging blows. Warriors down by a pair. Couple of seconds left in the third. Johnson ties this game up at 36 heading into the fourth. Nice try there by Hezekiah to pick off the pass, but the Caps maintain possession as Cerna goes ahead to Bayman, taking on a defender, landing the lay-in. Sac-Hi opens up the quarter with a 6-0 run. Cerna to Bayman. Braden finds Touche, and he feeds Jeffrey Piner and won 48-41 Capitals after the Piner free throw. But you can't count out these Warriors. Fowler with the steal, and Jason goes up high and kisses it off the glass. 2-point Capital lead, just under 10 seconds left. Again, a big block from Piner, but Hezekiah puts it back, and we are tied at 48 heading into overtime. And Johnson needs just one more period to make this thing official. Sloan passes it up the court to a wide open Johnson, the sophomore with 18. And the defense putting in work during the extra minutes. Fowler knocks it loose. Sloan recovers, and Jason is back in position to put this one away. Johnson with a 10-point win over Sac-Hi in overtime. The Warriors would finish in second.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Tyler Wentworth from Central Catholic. Tyler lettered in 3 varsity sports for the Raiders. The lefty quarterback and pitcher is also incredible in the classroom with a 4.3 GPA.
Coming up, we head to Orangeville for Yuba City and Casa Robles.
Then it's Woodland Christian and Dixon. The Yuba City Honkers come into the league with a 5-3 record already with more wins than last year's team. The Honkers were young last season and now have a veteran presence, including senior guard Louise Dumarin.
Do they have like a honk cheer? Honk, honk.
Possibly.
Maybe when the other team's shooting a free throw. Honk.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, maybe. Yuba taking on Casa Robles Monday night. Noah Gilbert was the point leader for the Rams last season. The senior now looking to lead the Rams on a rampage this year. Casa taking on Yuba City this week.
Monday night hoops in Orangevale. The Yuba City Honkers in town to take on the Casa Robles Rams. Here we go. First quarter, sophomore Benny Ambrose using the screen to fire off an open 3 to get things going for the Rams. And then Benny's on the break now, picking up the loose ball and taking it all the way in. Rams up 9-4 early. But here come the Honkers. Gotta love saying that. Dietrich Atwall keeping things close for Yuba City. It's a 1-point Casa lead after 1. In second quarter, Rams in transition again. The big man, Neo Vuki, leading the break. Gets it to Ambrose for the tough lay-in, but Yuba City's making this a game. Anthony Medina finds a cutting Atwall for an easy 2. And then Medina on the attack this time. A little circus shot. Hey, any way you can get it to go. Still a 1-point game at the half. Third quarter, Honkers on D now. That's Luis Dumarin with the filthy rejection. But Yuba's not going to stop this one. Casey Lindahl finds Noah Gilbert in the corner for 3. Cash money. Some D now for the Rams. Moses Ogini harassing a Honker and then leading Gilbert for a bucket. Gilbert had 13 on Monday. Rams extend their lead to 10 entering the fourth. But the Honkers hanging around. Luis Dumarin, beep, beep, honk, honk, and 1. That makes it a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go, but Casa closes the game out nicely. Benny Ambrose breezing in for 2 of his game-high 22 to match his jersey number, and the Rams win their 4th straight.
I trusted my teammates, we trusted each other, and we just came in confident, and we just finished it. Seniors from last year and seniors now really helped us improve and mature. So yeah, really helped us.
Best shooter in Sac. Best shooter in Sac.
I love you, Mom. That's it.
Dixon hosting the Cardinals from Woodland Christian, and their 2 sharpshooters, Romello Braun is averaging 20 a game, and Wyatt Runfield putting up 18 a contest for Woodland Christian. Dixon using their height to the advantage as Sean Ward gathers the missed shot and puts it back in. Rams lead by 2 early. Now on the break, Brent Green running the show, and he goes up strong and scores it with the left hand. We are all tied at 12. Then the Rams go up by 6 when Green finds Easton Valenzuela open for 3. It's good, and the Rams lead at 20-14. Woodland Christian working hard, getting the ball around the zone till it hits Armand Hayer's hands. He lets it fly. It's all good, and the Cards tied up at 25. Second half action now. Jonathan Krause with the steal for WC. He has swooped in for the score. Cards lead it by 4. Dixon's Green drives the lane. Smart decision here as he pulls up with the jump stop and pops the J. Rams down 2. But the freshmen come alive here in the third. Romello Braun, a corner 3. It's good, and the Cardinals go up 5. More threes by WC as Wyatt Rumfelt nails this long-distance shot. It's just about the same area as what Romello did. 6-point lead here now. Wyatt grabs the rebound, and he will go coast to coast, gathers and scores it. 23 points for Rumfelt. With time winding down the third, Tanner Thomas knocks down this three-pointer as the Rams trail by 5 after 3. Rumfelt with the ball now. He draws a lot of attention. That leaves Cross wide open, and he drives and scores it for Woodland Christian. When Woodland Christian's Isaiah Hunt kicks out to Thomas for another Cardinal three-pointer, that would do it. The dishes are done, man. 4 three-pointers for Wyatt Rumfelt in the game as they win by 14.
Remember, you can buy all of the game footage we shoot throughout the week. Go to 49ersac-hi-sports.com to order entire game videos.
Follow us on social media for more prep sports content. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. Could it be this play? Maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section Top 10 Basketball Poll, presented by Tracy Toyota.
We're back to announce tonight's play of the week.
Our Mark Willis will list off a few contenders and then announce in his own kind of style the winner of the play of the week.
Play of the week.
We start with soccer. Yuba City's Lorelei Miller says, "No suit for you." Then it's Jonathan Kidda. It looks like a hook shot over 3 dudes. Hey, he must be a U.S. Bank customer. How about Trent Gordon and Thomas putting the defender on skates and then dropping the 3-ball so dirty? Check out this Yuba City. Anthony Medina with the acrobatic layup, but the play of the week goes to Max Manfredi from Ponderosa with this sick dunk. It's so good. Even Adrian from the Bay loved this one. Hey, thanks for the gift card, by the way, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night.
That's the play of the week, and that is wait, should I do it like Jake? That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Join us next week for our annual yearly recap show with the best game highlights and feature stories from 2022. We'll see you then.